Hello dear children, in this class we are going to start a new chapter, measurements and experimentation. So before going to start the chapter dear children, let us think about the scope of the chapter, means what are we going to discuss under this chapter. Children, here we have 3 units. In a unit A, we are going to learn what is a measurement, what is its need, what is a physical quantity, types of physical quantity, what is a unit, choice of unit. There we will be discussing about prefixes and what is the use and the units of length, mass, time. There only we are going to learn about the submultiples and multiples of meter and kg. Finally, we will be discussing how to write, what is the rules to write the units. Whereas in a unit B, dear children, we are going to discuss what is the least count and how can we measure the lengths by using vernier calipers. At the same time, how can we measure the lengths by using screw gauge, and how screw gauge is better over vernier calipers. And whereas in a unit C, dear children, we are going to discuss about simple pendulum and terms related to the simple pendulum and how can we measure the acceleration due to gravity with the help of simple pendulum. So children, these are the important topics which we are going to learn under this measurements and experimentation. Especially in this class, then what are we going to learn? In this class, first let us learn what actually measurement is. Children, before going to discuss the definition of measurement, children, let us think what is the importance of measurement. First of all, do we use the concepts of measurement, children? Children, in fact, our day starts with measurement. How? Many of us, dear children, soon after getting up, what do? We look at the watch. For what? To know the time. Means there only we are measuring the time with watch only. Not only that, dear children, so when you go to the shop, if you want to buy something, so you have to measure the thing. For example, if you want to buy a sugar, you have to take in kg or half kg. If you want to take oil, just you have taken a liter or a half liter, whatever it may be. Dear children, even in fact, in our house also, so whenever our mother is cooking a food, first she will count the number of person. For example, only 2 persons are there in the house. So according to that, either 1 glass of rice or 2 glasses of rice she will cook. If number of persons are more, what you will do? She will take that measurement with the help of glass, dear children. Means there also she is trying to measure that rice, whatever she is going to cook for that person with the help of glass. So there also here measurement is involved. Not only that, dear children, even when you want to go to some place, might be for a shopping, might be for a job, or else to meet your relatives, to attend any function or a party, dear children. First, we'll try to know the address. Am I right? Yes. And after that, what we will do? We'll think about the distance. So you think about the distance, whether it is a 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, or whatever it may be. So means what? There you are trying to measure the distance between your house and the point where you want to reach. So children, like this, if you go on thinking, everywhere, that is directly or indirectly, measurements are involved. So it is our responsibility. I cannot say that only for examination, dear children. So it is our duty to learn what actually measurement and what are the concepts which are involved. So let us see, dear children. Then how can we define measurement, dear children? Children, here measurement is nothing but comparison. Nothing but comparison. So for what we do? So when you want to measure something, you have to compare. Otherwise, you can't measure. So let me tell you one example, dear children. Here, let us take a person A. Children, now it is a straight question to you all. So what is my question is that, is the person tall or short? Children, just you think. Pause the video, just comment your answer. So what can you say about the person? Whether the person is tall or short, dear children? Of course, only if one person is there, children. How can we say that actually? We can't say whether he is tall or short. But whereas, dear children, if here one more person B has come and here stands beside this person A, now we can say that when compared with the person B, person A is short. Whereas when compared with person A, person B is tall. So this is what actually we can compare. Okay, that is fine. By seeing, we can say who is a tall and who is a short. But Can you say exactly what is the height of the person dear children by seeing? No, we can't say that. We can say who is tall and who is short. We cannot say that. Means his height, whether the person's height, person A height or person B height, what it may be, his height is unknown here. So here let me tell you. So whatever we want to compare is actually height only, right? So here height is unknown quantity. Children, it's very, very important. It is unknown quantity. Then if you want to measure his height, so we need one standard known quantity. We need one standard known quantity. So in this case, we use centimeter. So children, here centimeter is a standard known quantity. Now what do? We will compare with this unknown quantity with this standard known quantity of same nature, standard known quantity of same nature, dear children. So this comparison only we can call it as a measurement. Children, let us see, in exam they may ask you define measurement. Then what we have to write? Dear children, it is a process of comparison. It is simply, in simple terms, it is a process of comparison between unknown physical quantity to the unknown physical quantity with known standard quantity of same nature. Dear children, if you can understand if you can observe the definition, there are three words we can notice, very, very important. One is physical quantity, that is fine, and a known standard quantity, okay, and the last we are using same nature. If not, what happens? Dear children, for suppose just when just you think that you go to shop to buy a sugar. So if you want to buy a sugar, dear children, what will you ask? For suppose a person goes to the a kirana shop and he asks, uncle, give me a 2 meters of sugar. Hey, it's surprising it is. Then what will happen immediately? The shop person will say, hey, what do you want? Then the boy says that same way, yes uncle, I want 2 meters of sugar. Then what a kirana person will tell, he'll look at like a top to bottom and he will tell, hey, pagal hai kya? What you want and what you are asking? Sugar in 2 meters? Then you can't say that, of course uncle, I want sugar only and I know that meter is a standard known quantity. So my physics sir said that we can compare like unknown quantity, that I want to buy a sugar is an unknown quantity and here meter is a known standard quantity. Then why can't you give like a sugar in a meters? Children, that's what we are saying, same nature. There you want to buy a sugar, it is a mass, its nature is mass. But whereas you are asking 2 meters, meter is what? It is a length. So length and mass you cannot compare. That's what in definition we are specifying, that comparison between unknown quantity with standard known quantity of same nature. Same nature means what, dear children? If it is a mass, you have to measure in kg only. If it is a distance, you can measure in meter. So that is the meaning of actually same nature. And then what about standard known quantity? Dear children, this standard known quantity only we can call it as a unit. Now we will see more information about unit. Now we will see what is actually unit and what is the choice. I mean, how can we choose the unit which we are going to use or which we are going to measure actually the physical quantities. Children, how can you define unit ma? So unit is what? It is a known standard quantity which is used to measure the physical quantity is called actually unit. Children, different physical quantity requires different units. You cannot use same unit for a different physical quantity. As I said that, for example, meter is a known standard quantity, no doubt about it. You cannot use that meter to measure the time. You cannot use the meter to measure the mass. So different physical quantities will have a different units. Now let us see how to choose the actually the correct unit. So what are the characteristics of the unit? The first one is without ambiguity. So children, now look at here. First point, convenient size. So whatever the unit which we are like choosing, dear children, it should be convenient in size. For suppose if you want to like what we can say measure the mass, dear children, generally we will be having 1 kg weight, 5 kg weight, or 500 grams weight we will be having. So that should be a convenient in size. For example, its size is so big. For example, its size is so big. First of all, we cannot carry from one place to another place. So as we cannot carry, then how can we use? So we cannot use to measure the physical quantities, right? So that's what a unit should be convenient in size. That's the first one, convenient in size. And the second one is that it should not change with time and space. So then how to understand this point? So it's very important thing. For suppose, just for this, let us think about again Kirana shop example already. For example, a boy morning time, just he goes to the shop and what we can say, he buys 1 kg sugar. Morning he got, for example, this much, like 1 kg, example, just let us say 1 kg he got this much. Okay, no problem. Again evening, parents send the boy to again get a 1 kg sugar only. So again the boy goes to the same shop and he gets the sugar, but evening he gets only this much amount of sugar only. Morning this much, evening this much. Then what will happen, dear children? Obviously what will happen, parents will question the boy and together they will go to the Kirana shop person. Hey, what is this man? Morning and evening just we purchased the same amount of sugar only, that is 1 kg only. Morning we got this much, but whereas evening we got this much. What is this? Then if the person says that, acha, you morning means, so morning you will get a more amount sugar, evening means you will get less amount of sugar. If he says, dear children, do you think that the people will accept? It is not that. So whether it is a morning or evening, as you are purchasing, it is a 1 kg, means what, dear children? You should get a same amount of matter. Means what, dear children? Whatever the unit which you are using to measure the mass, let us suppose 1 kg weight you are using, either it is a morning or evening, whether whatever may be the place, whatever may be the time, dear children, that should not change. So unit should not change with the space and time. It's a very, very important. Come to third one. It should be possible to reproducible. For suppose a shop person is using like kg weight daily to measure the weights. Somehow what happens, some other day he lost it. So by saying that, he can't say that he cannot use a stone instead of 1 kg weight, right? So what will happen? So he has to get it. So as he has to get it, what, dear children? So it should be available. When it is available in the market, when it is reproducible easily only, when it is reproducible easily. And the fourth point regarding the choice of unit is that it is possible to define without ambiguity. Ambiguity means what, dear children? Without doubt. So without doubt, a unit must be well defined. So dear children, so there are the 4 important points. So one is, it should be convenient in size, and it should not change with the time and the space, and it should be reproducible, and it is possible to define without ambiguity. That is a doubt actually. So children, this is what actually unit and its choice. That is a characteristics of the unit also, means we can write these points only. Now dear children, we will discuss what actually physical quantity is. Actually dear children, before going to learn what actually physical quantity, just let us have some general discussion. Children, I have a very, very important question to you all. So just think and just tell the answer. I mean, you may comment the answer in a comment box. Children, do you all love your parents? Of course, question seems to be silly. What is this question? Of course, we all can love, no doubt about it. There no need to think, we don't need any time. So without thinking, we can say, yes, we all will love our parents. But my question is that, how much do you love? Now your mind starts thinking, how much means, how can we say, yes, you tell me, 1 kg, 100 kg, or 1 meter, or 2 hours. So it's, so we can't say, actually we can't express. So here let us take, here is a love. So can you measure it? Of course, we can't measure, you can't say even infinity also. You cannot say that even infinity also, we cannot measure simply. And dear children, so some of you means, may like some food items, you may like some movies, you may like some objects, you may like some places. But if I ask you the question, how much do you like? Can you tell? No, you can't tell. Sometimes, dear children, for example, one more example, let us take, afternoon or, dinner time, for example, you are feeling so much hungry and you go to your mom and you say, Mommy, please give me some food, I'm feeling hungry. Then your mom will ask you, yes, my dear beta, I'll give you some food, but you tell me, how much hungry do you feel? Then can you express? Of course, no. But in fact, dear children, if I go on asking like this, definitely you will get irritated and frustrated. But there also I have a doubt. How much do you get that frustration or irritation? Can you express? No, we can't. Because dear children, these all are actually feelings which we get from our heart. You may take a love, you may take like, irritation, frustration, angry, hungry, like, dislike. These are feelings which we can't measure. But whereas, dear children, if I ask you the question, what is your height? Can you see or not? If you don't know exactly also, you may get some meter scale and you can measure and you can tell. So that is, let me write here is height. Acha, before here we wrote love. So these are the things which we can't measure. But whereas when I ask you about your height, obviously, yes, we can measure the height. What about your weight? Yes, we all can measure our weight also even. Yes. If I ask you, dear children, what is the time now? Children, can you all comment the time now? At what time you all are watching this video? Can you tell? Yes. Now, in my clock, the time is, it is like, it's a 1:30 a.m. 1:30 a.m. not p.m. It's a 1:30 a.m. Now, you can say that. Can you measure the time? So, if so, just you can mention in the comment box. So, even we can even measure the time also. Not in that, we can measure even area. We can measure even volume. So, like this, many quantities which we can. So, dear children, so these are the quantities which can we measure, and these are the quantities which we can't measure. So, then these all are physical quantities, these all are not physical quantities, rather they are feelings, I can say that. So, they are the physical quantities. So, how can we define, dear children? So, physical quantities should be measurable. It's a very, very, very important thing. So, the quantities which are measurable, and not only that, dear children, with which the physical happenings and the laws of nature should be explained in detail. Such a quantities only we can call it as actually physical quantities. So, you can take any physical quantity, children, it can be expressed in two parameters. You can take any physical quantity, can be expressed in two parameters. One is numerical value, another one is unit. So, any physical quantity can be written as, dear children, it is a numerical. It's very, very important. You can take any physical quantity, can be expressed in two parameters. One is numerical value and another one is unit. For suppose, dear children, let us take an example. So, let us talk about height. For example, the height of a person, some x person, let us say here, x person height is equal to, it is given 160 centimeters. 160 centimeters. Dear children, here it is 160. Let us say the person, what are the height which we are measuring? Here is a person. So, his height actually we measured. So, the height is a physical quantity. It can be expressed in two parameters. One is a numerical value, another one is unit. But dear children, here one important thing which we can notice here. What is that important thing? So, it is in centimeters, it is 160 centimeters. But I want to measure the height of the same person in meters. So, height of the same person, let us see here. Height of the same meter means, dear children, it can be 1.6 meters. 1.6 meters. And I want to measure it in kilometers. Children, don't get lost. Sir, how can you measure height of a person in kilometers? Of course, scientifically it is possible. So, this will be how much, dear children? So, it's by 1000 you can do it. You get 0.0016, it is a kilometers. Dear children, try to observe here. You can observe one very, very important thing. What is that? The moment when you can change the unit, what is happening here? The numerical value is changing. But dear children, whatever may be the unit, you can express here in all three cases. Do you think that if you want to measure in centimeters, the height can decrease? If you want to measure in meters, height can increase? It is not that here. the physical quantity always remains same. Whatever may be the unit which you can use, dear children, the physical quantity remains same. So here this only we can express like this: physical quantity is equal to numerical value into unit. So dear children, the product of numerical value and a unit always remains constant. So we can write here numerical value into unit is equal to constant, is equal to constant. So this can be written as, this can be written like this: n is equal to constant by unit, that is number is inversely proportional to the unit. Number is, that is the numerical value is inversely proportional to the unit. So this only we can write like this: n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2. This is a relation. This is how numerical value and a unit are related. So very important, children. So once again I am saying you, whatever may be the unit you can use, the physical quantity remains same. But the thing is that the moment when you can change the unit, dear children, the numerical value will be changed. Okay, children, just copy it. After this, we will be discussing about the types of physical quantity, children. Now we will discuss the types of physical quantities. So here on what base we are going to classify the physical quantities. So dear children, whether they will dependent or independent. So based on that only we are going to classify the physical quantities into two groups. So first one is, dear children, here the first group is fundamental physical quantities and the second group is derived physical quantities. So dear children, what are fundamental physical quantities? The quantities, the physical quantities which are independent, that is which do not depend on other physical quantities, are called fundamental physical quantities. Example, dear children, so here we have 7 fundamental quantities. Let us see. So here mass or else length, luminous intensity, So dear children, so these are the 7 fundamental quantities: length, mass, time, current, temperature, amount of substance and luminosity. So other than this we have plane angle, we have plane and solid angle, So these are the fundamental physical quantities. So what about derived physical quantity, children? The quantities which are dependent, which means what? The quantities which depend on fundamental quantities are called derived physical quantities. Example, dear children. So here example, let us take area. So area means, dear children, how can we define? It is nothing but length into breadth. So this nothing but here again it is length into length only. Again it is length into length only. Not only that, you can take even volume. You can take a volume. So volume is length into breadth into height. Again these 3 are what, dear children? These 3 are the what? Height only. Again these 3 are length only. Not only that, dear children, if you can take even force, work, power, density, these all comes under, dear children. So other than these quantities, whatever we get actually, dear children, all come under derived physical quantities only. But dear children, if you want to measure the fundamental physical quantity, again it must be expressed in 2 parameters, I said, numerical value and unit. So dear children, here the fundamental physical quantities, the units in which they are expressed, the units in which fundamental quantities are expressed are called, dear children, fundamental units, or the units which do not depend on other units is called actually fundamental units. Then what about derived units, dear children? The units in which derived physical quantities are expressed are called derived units, or we can say that the units which depend on fundamental units are called derived units. So children, this is what actually physical quantity and the fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Dear children, in the next class, we will be discussing about the system of units. I mean, how can we measure the fundamental quantities and their units, and even we will be discussing about the prefix and how can we measure the length, mass, time. Thank you so much. All the very best.